If you're here for the replay, thank you for joining. If you have any questions about this periscope, you can send me a message on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those happy places where I'm also at CreativLEI. Thank you for joining me tonight. Another lettering scope. Hello! It has been like forever and a day since we've done a lettering scope at night. And I will warn you that my children are still awake, so if it gets too crazy, I'll have to close this out. So I wanted to hop back on because in my scope earlier today with my planner stuff and things like that, someone had asked me about pens on dark pages. And I didn't forget, but I knew that that was going to be kind of a tangent. So I wanted to hop on and do that separately. Thanks, Brittany. Thank you for joining. Elena or Alana. Hi, Kara. So oh, bad connection. Hopefully it's not me. I didn't even turn on airplane mode, which might be a problem because my husband is out and not back yet. Hi, Paula. It's nice to see you. For those of you who might be joining for the first time, my name is Lisa. I blog at CreativLEI.com, which is looking at life creatively. I am a left-handed letterer, but I love to share information about all types of creative lettering and looking at life from a creative perspective. Whether you're an artist or not, it doesn't matter. There's creativity in all of us. Hi, hello, it's so good to see you all. Oh, 11 a.m. there. Yeah, it's almost a quarter after 10 p.m. here on the Eastern time zone. So I'll flip the camera and pop it into the tripod, and I am using one of the little black notepads that came from the Target dollar spot, and I took out kind of a good sampling of different white pens that I have and metallic ink. What do you need?
It's tomorrow New Year's Eve.
No, yes, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. All right. So pardon my my handy helper here. That's going to be a little noisy, I think. They're supposed to be going to bed like an hour ago. It's Christmas break, so yeah, I have metallic pens and white pens, so hopefully the tripod will cooperate. I'm a little out of practice for writing behind the tripod, so hopefully you guys will be a little patient with me as I reacclimate to Periscope. It's been so good to see you guys. Thank you for those of you that have joined because of Crystal, Money Saving Mom, who is, let's see, make sure I flip this all the way. There you go. How's that? Sorry, I try not to flip from landscape to portrait too often, but I thought this would give us the most room. So this is the from the 8-pack of black notebooks from the Target One spot. So 8 little notepads that have about 10 pages or 20 sheets. I never know how that gets counted. From the Target dollar spot for $3. Is not high quality paper, but for working on practice, like for chalk lettering and things like that, I think it'll be well worth it. So I have a bunch of pens in front of me. I have the Sharpie water-based pens, so these are the poster paints, and I have a medium and an extra fine, and these are two that I grab fairly often. I also have the metallic water-based, so I've got those in front too. I have the Sakura Jelly Roll in white, and then I also have the Sakura Purple Star, or it's the star line, and then this is, I don't know if this is called Moonlight or what, but it's another thing from Sakura Jelly Roll, but it's a slightly different one. So this one dries silver with a halo of purple, and there's other colors in this series also. I have the Zig Fudabayori, and I probably don't say that right, but this is a metallic pen that's awesome on dark paper, and it's a brush marker. And then I have Sakura's Calligrapher pens in white, and so let's start going through some of these. Alright, so this is the Sakura white pen, and it has a chisel tip, but this is oil-based, and so I find that I kind of usually steer away from oil-based because they soak into the paper. And you know what? This pen might be dried because I've used it on a canvas. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so this pen is almost drying. It's oil-based, so it's definitely going to soak into this paper because it's not high quality. So you can see kind of a shadow white. When this was full, it was a little bit better, but not a whole lot better. It's the oil base is going to soak into the fibers of the paper if it's not very tightly woven. Alright, so let's move away from that one. Oh, thank you, Erica. I didn't even know. So this is the Recollections opaque marker that you can find at Michael's. Also, not a great one. Actually, it's going to make a liar out of me. It's working really well on this paper. And this tends to not work as well as some of my other ones do. That's usually not my brightest white, but it seems to like this paper. You. They're upstairs. I'm on Periscope. I didn't cover the signal yet. I'm going to get to that, and mine is like on, it's on strike. I have 3 of them in front of me, and none of them want to work. So yeah, that's not cool, right? So this is the Galaxy marker, which you can often find in the dollar section at Target. Not always though. So usually this one works better for me than the Recollections one, but on this paper it's kind of, they're flipping how they work. So, and I think that that is really more testimony to the paper rather than the pen, and just to let you know that different qualities of paper are going to react different with different pens. So don't get frustrated completely if it's not working exactly the way you picture it will look. You might need to change your paper, not necessarily your pen. Sorry. Better papers. Yeah, I end up mostly using Bristol paper, and if I want a black background, then I use black gesso. Texture definitely affects it. Like, this is just, I would consider this like printer paper quality, but it's taking some of these pens very nicely. So this is the acrylic water-based pen from Montana, and this and the water-based Sharpie seem to work identical to me. Sorry, shaking them all up, making sure that they run. Okay, so that's the Montana. And Montana calls it a fine point, but Sharpie calls it medium. So let's go Sharpie down below. And Sharpie is beautiful. It's my favorite. Yeah, the Sharpie water-based are definitely my favorite. I do have a list of some of my favorite supplies. It's the last post of the lettering series. But it's not all, like, let's see. There's definitely some things that are not listed on there because they weren't specific to lettering practice. But yeah, the Sharpie always wins, hands down for me. And it's the water-based. The oil-based is not as great. I'll grab an oil-based to go on this paper too. I do not have a post just on white pens. Okay, so this is Sharpie water-based as well, except this is the fine. I usually do kind of test runs off the page. So it's really nice and bright. The only problem is that you may encounter is that it's a rigid nib. So it's a plastic, it's like a hard plastic nib that has little slits that the ink runs through. So it's fine to use. It gives you a nice, beautiful, bright white. But if you have texture on your paper, because it's a rigid tip, it may skip a little bit and add some splatters. I don't know if I'll be able to recreate that exactly. It's, of course, this paper is, for cheap paper, it's going to be, it's going to work really nicely, which will not work for my, hi Maritza, not my examples, but that's okay. I think you'll get the picture. So definitely by far for kind of broad tip and even fine tip, the Sharpie white poster paint always ends up being my favorite. Yes, lefty power all the way. Okay, so typically the Uniball Signo gel pen, and I'll have to hold it the other way. Hey, this is made for like a lefty because the writing is the right way if I hold it in my left hand. Thank you, Kara. So this is the Uniball Signo gel pen, and this for many, many years has been my absolute favorite gel pen that's in white. As a lefty, I don't tend to use gel pens, but this one was always my trusty one. However, you can see, like, there's still that much ink in there. Thank you, Leslie. There's still that much ink left in there. There's still plenty of ink in there. There's still plenty of ink in there. And all three of these pens are gunked up to the point where they won't write for me. I have tried all the tips I know about warming them up, and I can't get them clear. So if you have tips for clearing the gunked up gel pens, I'd greatly appreciate that, because I feel like this always happens with these, and I don't know if it's just a characteristic of being a lefty because I'm pushing the pen, which might give some backflow into the pen, which is causing the problem. But to me, it becomes a waste of money because look at all that ink that's in there that just won't come out for me. I've tried everything to get it restarted. So yeah, I do. I feel like I'm losing all that ink. So like here's 3 pens that are not already spent, but they won't work. But I will tell you that my Sakura Jelly Roll has been my nice trusty white. It's not as bright as my Signo. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one that has that problem. So I'm glad I'm not the only one, but I'm really upset that all of us are dealing with that same thing. Because you're right, the Uniball pen is not cheap. I think it's like $3 something. The Jelly Roll pen is $1.99 at Michael's. And it writes just fine. It does not hate my left hand. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's not as bright of a white as the Signo is, but if I can rely on it, it's far better of an investment for me to get this. And there's more ink in the pen to begin with, so yeah. They're too watery for you? Yeah, so I don't use them all the time. But yeah, so I've been using the Jelly Roll as I'm doodling on, I have the craft desk calendar from Sugar Paper LA, and I've been doodling in white on there. So while I have the Jelly Roll in my hand, I'll show you the other 2 that I was talking about. So this is the Starburst, which is a colored ink with glitter. Oh, thank you. Rewrite things with them. Yeah, I do. My Jelly Rolls are fairly old. They are at least 3.5 years old. So now this is the Purple Star, which is more of a glitter ink, and so it works better on white paper. That's not going to pick up on the camera at all. You can probably just see, yeah, you can see that there's glitter. The Souffle pens, those clog up on me, so I don't use those. I have a few, but I think out of the 12 that I had, only 1 still has ink. Okay, so this glitter actually looks fabulous on white paper. So let's see if you can see. It's right there. And I don't know that the camera will pick up. Yeah, so you can see that that's kind of glittery. So that's the star ones. And if you look on the pen holder, it looks like a shooting star. They're really glittery and pretty. Now this other one, which has the like the little diamonds on them, it's a metallic pen with a colored halo. The halo may not show up on the black. But as it dries, the color kind of moves to the halo and the ink dries silver. Oh, no problem, Kara. Yeah, I am a pen tester. It's because with being left-handed, I've never used the crown pen. With being left-handed, I'm really picky about what I use because it has to dry fast so that I don't smudge it, but I have to have good, reliable ink flow. Otherwise, I just get frustrated and I won't invest the money in it. So this, on camera, it looks white, but it's actually silver. And on the very edges, you'll be able to see the color. The name of the one that I just had, it is a Sakura jelly roll, except the jelly roll has different product lines. And so this one has like the little diamonds on it. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it up in my Facebook page, on the CreativLEI Facebook page. I'll try to link to the set that has these because I know that I got like a whole set of them. And they're just pretty. On the white, you might be able to see the color better. Let's see. So this top one is written in that pen. So the main part of the letter dries the metallic, and then the edge dries with the color. So it's really a neat effect. So you'll get the full effect on white, but you'll get a fabulous metallic on dark paper. Okay, so those were the Sakura pens. Alright, so now we've got another water-based Sharpie, and this one is silver. And I did not do my little test run off the page. I have used these metallics a lot this season, so they may need to be replaced. So let's not give it an unfair assessment. I've been doing a lot of Moleskine journals. So sorry if my hand is blocking my writing. I'll move it out of the way in a minute. This one might need to be replaced because I've used it a lot this season. But this is silver water-based Sharpie. It's definitely a little bit different than the markers. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I hope you enjoyed that. So this is water-based. The water-based have the blue band on the bottom. I think some of my white ones were older models. Surprisingly, they still work because I do use them a lot. So that was the silver, and then this is a rose metallic. Let me use it off the page first. Make sure it's well shaken. So you can see it's metallic, but it's kind of got that rose color, like rose silver. Almost like 70s eyeshadow. It's pretty. I have Dilution art journals, and I've not worked in them very much. I keep one of them for kind of an inventory of supplies where I do tests of the pens and markers, and the other one I got for the Documented Life project for 2015, but I only got about 3 or 4 assignments into it before I kind of abandoned it. Okay, here is a silver glitter from the Sakura Jelly Roll. And it's a nice, fine metallic. And this one should be able to be found individually for $1.99 too, or in sets. And like I said, I'll look these up and try and put the links up on the Facebook group. I'm sorry, Facebook page. Let's make some room. Okay. So, oh, here's another white pen. This is the Pitt Artist pen from Faber-Castell in white, and it's I call it a large. I don't know what they call it. It's the 101. Do I have a lettering page on Facebook? No, I just have the page that's affiliated with my blog, so it's facebook.com/CreativLEI. Yeah, this one is a nice bold. That was really juicy, and so I end up smudging. So this is very similar to the Sharpie. It's just a softer bullet tip. So in order to get it that bright, I would have to go over it a second time once it was completely dry. But it's a very smooth pen to write with, so that's really nice. I'm wondering, am I doing the scripture lettering challenge for the month of January? I have not seen the details, but I would be interested in looking. Okay, so kind of the neat thing about the Pitt pen, because it's a softer nib, is that you can change the pressure and get a broader line and a thinner upstroke. So it's not quite a brush pen, but it could give you some of the characteristics of a brush pen. Okay. Speaking of brush pens, I just talked about the Uniball pen. I used to love them, and I always recommended the Uniball pen, but I have 3 of them right now that are not playing nicely, and so they're just annoying me. They're not writing at all, and there's plenty of ink in them. So right now I'm not very friendly with them. This is the Zig Fuda-Biori, which is kind of a broad brush, and it's really pretty. Okay, yeah, Gwenny, you're laughing at me. I do get angry with pens that don't work. That's their job. You have one job. If they're not going to do that job, they're not worth being in the stash. Okay, so this is a brush pen. And you'll find that when it starts to dry, it'll brighten up to where you can see it stand out real nice on the black. So that dark purple is going to kind of fade into a metallic, a pretty shine. Let's do the silver. Yeah, right? That's things, they just are supposed to work. So, yeah, these are lovely. You got a set of these, so you've got all the metallics then. Yeah, the purple is nice. I got purple, silver, dark gray, and black, I think. And the purple is the one that I like to grab often because it looks good on every type of paper. So I got them individually, but I think Amazon has a full set of them, so I'll try and put up a link to that. This is the Zig Fuda-Biori, and Zig Kuretake is the full brand name. But yeah, they're fabulous. They're nice and smooth, and they look good on any color paper. But they really look pretty on black. So it's a very juicy pen though, so lefties beware. That is still not dry. You can see that that's wet. But hopefully you can see that it's really got a nice metallic luster. Okay, what else do I have? I think I only have one more. Okay, so here is a metallic. So this one is the one that I just showed is a pigment ink. So it should be permanent and water resistant. Whether or not it fully is always a whole other discussion. But it's not even completely dry, so I'm not going to brush over it with, well, maybe. Okay, so there you go. There's my wet finger did not smear it. So these are the bomb. I'll have to test those out in my Bible journal. I don't think I have done that yet. Okay, so this is an oil-based metallic Sharpie. This is the gold. And the reason why I don't usually like these is because they usually soak into the paper. Oh, thank you, Anne. But let's see if it does. Because I'm telling you, this paper for cheap paper is making a liar out of me. And this is another pen that has gotten a lot of use this season, so it's not really juicy anymore. But, man. Okay, I'm going to go grab an oil-based white to see how that works on this paper. So that was the Sharpie. Let's see. So this is like, I'm going to call this the Target Dollar Spot Magic Paper because all the pens that I usually don't use on paper are working. So, let's see. So here's my oil-based, my white oil-based Sharpie, which I don't usually use on black paper because it usually soaks right in. So, let's see. Oh, I found something that the magic creeper doesn't like. So, okay, this is exactly what I expected it to do because it's what usually happens when I use oil-based on paper. It soaks in instead of staying on the surface. So this is why I like the water-based. Because with the water-based, you don't deal with that. All right, it's getting a little loud upstairs. Alright, so I think that's all of the good pens that I have for dark paper. So a few metallic, a bunch of white, yeah. What do I use the oil based on? Well, at one time I was trying to use them on mugs. Yeah, I know, it is really squeaky. I was trying to use the oil based on mugs because I saw something on Pinterest that said I could bake it and it would be permanent, but it's not. So I don't use those anymore. I actually just bought some glass paint markers so that I could do mugs this year and test those out again. So yeah, so there's for brush pen, the Zig Fuda Biori, definitely. The gold metallic worked really well, and that's oil-based. Yeah, not so much the oil-based white, because the water-based white was much better. Yeah, the glass ones should work because that's what they're made for, and it's all about finding the right tools for the job. Because I know, excuse me, it can be done. It's just a matter of having the right supplies. And so, just another warning that you can't always believe everything that you see on Pinterest because it's not always true. So this was the Pit Pen. These were the Recollections pen and the American Crafts Galaxy. We had a water-based fine Sharpie. We've got Jelly Roll pens. Lots of good things. And then these were the water-based metallics from Sharpie in the extra fine. Extra fine or fine? Yeah, extra fine. Oops. So, finger over the camera. All right, I'm going to flip you one more time. Okay. I usually buy pens at Michael's if I need to get them locally, need to get them super fast. Otherwise, I prefer to order from Amazon. I'm a Prime customer, so they come real quick. Or I order from Jet Pens because they have a fabulous selection. If I can't find it on Amazon, Jet Pens usually has it. And in different colors and things like that. I don't typically do too many gel pens. I do hold on to some jelly rolls because they've been consistent, and the white jelly roll is working better for me than the Signo pen in this season. So I'm definitely not abandoning that. And those Starburst ones are pretty phenomenal. The glitter in them and the metallic looks really good. So I'll try to get, the white jelly roll. That's not going to show up very well. So I will find all these and put them up on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/CreativLEI is the Facebook page for my blog. My blog is CreativLEI.com. I'm looking at life creatively. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them up now. If I miss your question and the broadcast has ended because I need to go chase my children to bed, just send me a message on any of those different places. Yes, I am Lee. Lisa, and Lee is my nickname. I've always been called Lee since I was little. So that's where that came from, CreativLEI. And it's part of my signature. If you've ever had a piece of artwork for me, you can search for the little signature and you'll see LEI on there. So that's all I have. Yeah, that's correct. Facebook.com/CreativLEI. That should bring you to the blog page. Thank you for joining. We are just about wrapping up. You can catch this all on the replay. I am on catch.me/CreativLEI also. I love testing things out for you guys and sharing my feedback. Of course, everything is always, I think someone just did. It's CreativLEI. Thank you, Gwenny. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're just about wrapping up. We've been on for quite a while, actually. But the catch.me will have this, and I will go ahead and put links up on the Facebook group sometime between tonight and tomorrow. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a great New Year's Eve. Have fun, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much.